Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. Aww, a party favor from our son's wedding. Oh my gosh, so insanely beautiful. So insanely beautiful. I mean, Jeffrey looked lovely anyway. All of the guys had purple, which was so pretty, even on a dude, right? But Lucretia's wedding dress, please. I did not even know my name. I was just like, girl, they did not compromise. Oh my gosh, the jewels and beads and beauty of it. And then one of our grandkids, kill me. She was one of the flower girls. 4 years old in the cutest little flower girl dresses ever. I'm so glad I didn't know like what people were wearing. I wasn't caught up in the details, right? Lucretia's mom and Lucretia did much of the wedding, and her mother and sisters and things helped. So I didn't know much, but little Emmy, oh my gosh, coming down as the little flower girl, and of course they had beautiful purple rose petals, and I think she literally just dumped it, right? Like the minute she got on the white ramp to walk, she just kind of went like maybe one pile and then a dump. I mean, how efficient is that? The cutest thing ever. Oh my goodness. And I got on that dance floor. Oh yeah, that was a ton of fun. And then in terms of eating, and I wish it wasn't a concern for me, but of course it is. And I was accidentally taking people's inventories, which I have no business doing. You know, what a person is eating is up to them. But so typical. And I was so concerned. I actually had a really beautiful outfit, which I've never worn before. This very pretty dress. And I was trying to get Dale together, and he bought a gorgeous outfit himself, and he went for broke on his whole thing. But for me, I was tripping because I knew it was going to be 90 degrees, and so I was like, oh my gosh, I don't necessarily want to wear nylons. And so I had got this like leg makeup where it's essentially almost like what is it called that you put on your face? I'll say cover up, but it's more than that. Foundation, right? So it's essentially a matte foundation, and you just match it to your skin, and then you just put it on literally for the day. But you want matte because you don't want to like that coming off everywhere, right? But anyway, so I shaved my legs and I put that coloring on, which was great. And then I did my nails, but I did my nails like so quick and haphazard that in the light they were less than lovely. And I was wearing a sandal. And so I was kind of panicked, and I kind of cleaned up my toenails, and I was like, you know what? No one's looking at your nails. They're all looking at the bride. It's all good. And I decided I was going to wear these black kind of high heel sandals, which was great. But there was no room for error, and meaning because they go around your ankles can't be swollen in any way, which mine have not been at all. But wouldn't you know, whether for lack of sleep or just a detox, if you will, from, you know, getting off my plan a couple weeks ago, I woke up with swollen ankles. And I was just like, are you kidding me? All the while knowing we'd be driving for, 3.5 hours to Vegas. So I had to go with nylons. I had to go with a white pump instead of these cute summer sandals. But you know what? It totally worked out. But it stressed me out. It did. So then it was time for the meal. And because of the COVID, people were not actually allowed to serve themselves. It was a buffet, but they had servers. And so you kind of looked at it and you chose what you wanted. So I had already told Dale, I've made my smoothies. I have my munchies in the car. I'm good. I'll just follow you through the line, get double of whatever you say. Well, when we got to the end, there was salad. And it was just, of course, the basic, right? So just like the chopped up lettuce with shredded carrot, shredded cabbage, the basic. But there was actually some tomatoes. And Dale, of course, got me a plate, and then I got a plate, and then the guy was like, "Is this all you're eating? Let me give you a couple extra tomatoes," which was really sweet. There was nothing for a good dressing, right? No lemon available or avocado or anything, and plain would have been okay, but I allow myself to eat some cooked every once in a while. Well, what they had was steamed vegetables, and they literally were just steamed. It was broccoli, cauliflower, and carrot with no butter or anything, and I did check on that, and there wasn't. So I went ahead and had a scoop of that, and I used that as my dressing. So I just put like the warm vegetables on top of the salad. It was delicious. I was completely content and so happy to do it. And we were at a table with some people who, of course, I saw that the wife had given the guy like her double chicken and her double beef. And so I was like, "Hey, are you, vegan or vegetarian?" And she was like, "Heck no." I love bacon. And then all of a sudden, when they saw that I only had a double salad and that I'd given my husband my roll and la la la, then it was kind of like, "Well, is it keto? Is it this?" And I said, "No, no, I'm vegan, but I'm newly vegan." And they just, the conversation just went to how they can't live without meat and the whole thing. And I was focusing on the grandkids and all the family at the wedding. And I didn't want to just talk about food and food plans or anything else. So luckily, I was able to get the topic back on them. And I just can't even tell you. Shout out to Dale, who totally was so willing to figure out how to get my needs met. From making sure I had enough water to doubling up on that salad and vegetables, which was so cool, to being content with me drinking my smoothies in the car. And it was just actually a really fabulous day and experience overall. I am beyond exhausted, and sadly it's midnight because we were completely gone, and then I had to get ready for my school week. And we are going hybrid with the kids coming on Tuesday, so I'm still trying to get my head around that. At the wedding, almost no one had a mask, and it doesn't mean that they had been vaccinated. They just were deciding that it doesn't matter. And it's interesting how people are hearing that we're trying to get to like a level of herd immunity. And so, as long as some people have had their vaccine, I think they said we're literally at about 42% in the country, and that herd is like 75%. We're nowhere near there, but people are content. And I'm telling you, baseball fields, no mask; golf course, no mask; people at the party, no mask. Of course, I kept mine on the whole time because I'm not going to be stupid about it. Yeah, I can count on my diet, but I still have to protect myself in public by washing my hands, wearing a mask, and doing what I need to do, to protect myself. Again, even if I end up getting COVID, and of course it's quite possible, they have a new study where kindergarten through 8th grade students are just like sharing COVID at an astronomical rate. And that may become my truth, but I am going to trust that my body will absolutely be able to fight it, and that if I have to quarantine, it'll just be online teaching from home, which I've been doing, and that God will provide. But I just wanted to tell you guys, it was just so beautiful, and it was so fun for Dale and I. Like I had said, I was hoping we'd be able to converse on the way, and we had so much fun just reflecting on our own experience. We happened to have had our wedding reception at a golf course as well, and so that was just a kick to see that. And we just walked down memory lane of just everything from our first date, and me teasing him about wanting to hold my hand. It was 16 hours at Disneyland, and he kept trying to hold my hand, and I was like, "Dude, I know you're new to California, but are you afraid you're gonna get lost? I mean, if you have to hold my hand, I guess." And playing a ton of music in his truck, and him not being able to believe that I knew the same jam he did, because we were years apart and grown up in different places, and talking in his truck till 2 a.m, and then really being inseparable, after that. And it was just so much fun. Our Disney themed wedding, and just, it was just lovely. I just can't even say. We're just in a really good place, and it was just so much fun. And I was just thrilled for Jeffrey and Lucretia, and it was just really a joy to meet her family, and just to see all the other kids, whichever ones could come, and they did. And it was just a really fabulous time in what has been a very difficult time. And it was a well done wedding in the sense that there was social distancing to the degree that they could. There was protection. There were probably more like 40 people at the event, but I think that that was acceptable. 40 is a very intimate wedding, right? But the tables were spread out and there were only 4 people or so at each table to kind of give space. I think they did the best they could in that sense. But they're on their honeymoon and I just felt really good about all of it. And the pastor just did an amazing job and God was part of it, which I absolutely loved. And that just gives them the best chance ever, right? To include God and all the typical readings, right? From Corinthians and a man honoring his wife and a woman honoring her husband and all of that. And their vows were so cute. And the music choices they had just melted me. They were fun and funny. And our son Jeffrey is a police officer in Vegas. And his new wife, Lucretia, was a dispatch person. And they actually have known each other about 7 years. And it was so funny. Just after they said, I do, and what seemed like a split second. Hold on, I'm going to sneeze. After they announced Mr. and Mrs. Schroyer, they held up their hands and Jeffrey had put handcuffs on the 2 of them. It was hilarious. And most of the people there are, somehow engaged in the police force. And it was, oh my gosh, the best and so funny. I absolutely loved that. And I was thinking back, because Dale's last name is Schroyer, and by all accounts I would be Juliana Schroyer, but he kindly took my name. And that was just, again, total grace. My family has a huge legacy in San Diego and in Seal Beach, and we have a McCants Hall at Miramar, where Top Gun took place, and a McCants Tree in Seal Beach on Main Street and all these things. And I just said it'd be cool if he took my name, and he was willing to do it. And so I remember at our wedding, when the priest announced Mr. and Mrs. McCants, my father and much of the congregation thought they made a mistake and were like, oh, and then they realized it was the first time we announced that Dale had taken my name. So fantastic. But those cups, okay, laugh of the day. That was brilliant. Anyway, shout out to Jeffrey and Lucretia, to a life of amazing love and family and just joy. And it was really fun. So thanks, you guys. Just wanted to report in. I'm good if I miss a day. If I miss 2, I start to panic. So here I am. Anyway, wish me luck tomorrow. As always, like if you like, join us if you haven't, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you. I'd love to hear your wedding story. And until we talk again, best of all, know that you are blessed.